What if space is not empty? What if silence is not silent? What if woven into the very fabric of the cosmos is a field, unseen, infinite, intelligent, that remembers everything? For thousands of years, mystics spoke of the Akasha, the fifth element, the ethereal substrate of reality. Not fire, not water, not earth or air, but the breath beneath them all. A subtle substance that holds the memory of all that was, all that is, and all that could ever be. They said that everything, every thought, every word, every act is imprinted into this invisible field. A cosmic library, an eternal archive, a blueprint beyond time. But here's the twist. Modern science is starting to say the same thing. In the frontier between quantum physics and metaphysics, something remarkable is unfolding. The vacuum of space, once thought to be nothingness, is now understood to be a seething sea of information and potential. A quantum field vibrating with the echoes of everything that ever happened. This is not just mysticism. It's not just theory. It is the place where science meets the sacred, where logic touches light, where memory becomes matter. In this journey, we'll explore the Akashic field not as a faraway concept, but as the fundamental code of creation itself, an ocean of intelligence that your consciousness is already swimming in. Because this isn't just about the universe remembering you, it's about you remembering the universe. Stay with me. By the end of this, you won't just understand the Akashic field, you'll feel it. Long before microscopes and particle accelerators, long before modern physics tried to dissect the invisible, ancient seers spoke of something that could not be touched, but was in everything. They called it Akasha. In the Sanskrit traditions, Akasha was known as the primordial substance, the fifth element beyond earth, water, fire, and air. It was the ether, not a void, but the subtle backdrop of existence itself, the canvas upon which the play of life is projected. To the Vedic mystics, Akasha was the realm of potential. It was the space that held all things before they became things. It was the womb of the universe, the breath behind breath. And within it, every vibration, every action, every thought was stored, forever resonating like sound echoing in a boundless cathedral. The Egyptians whispered of the book of life. The Greeks called it ether, the divine quintessence that permeated the heavens. In Tibetan Buddhism, the term Namkha referred to sky, space, and awareness, inseparable aspects of the same reality. Across traditions, the message was the same. There exists a field that remembers, a sacred layer of reality where spirit and matter meet. But this wasn't just poetic metaphor. These civilizations built temples aligned with cosmic rhythms. They passed down rituals to commune with the unseen. They understood that to access Akasha was to tune into the essence of creation itself. And they didn't need technology to do it. Through stillness, chant, trance, and intention, they entered altered states of consciousness, states where the veil thinned and the whispers of the field could be heard. It wasn't something external to reach for, but an inner resonance to remember. Today, these teachings might seem mystical or mythological, but what if they were describing, in metaphor and symbol, something we are only now rediscovering with science? What if Akasha was never lost, only forgotten? The ancients didn't observe the universe from the outside. They dissolved into the field, listened to the silence, and heard the stars. And now, centuries later, something extraordinary is happening. As physicists peer deeper into the quantum vacuum, as cosmologists map dark energy and zero-point fluctuations, they are beginning to hear the same ancient echoes. Enter the scientist-philosopher Ervin Laszlo, whose work forms the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern physics. He proposes something radical yet familiar. The universe is not just made of energy, it is made of information, and that information is stored in a cosmic field. He calls it the Akashic field. Laszlo suggests that beneath the surface of all things lies an interconnected matrix, a subtle sea of vibrations that carries the imprints of every event, every action, every thought that has ever occurred. This field, he argues, is not unlike the ancient Akasha described by sages, but now reframed through the lens of quantum theory. It behaves like a holographic memory field, one where the whole is present in every part, and where even the smallest shift ripples through the entire system. In this model, nothing is truly isolated. Every particle, every being, every galaxy is entangled in an exquisite dance of shared data. At the heart of this idea lies the quantum vacuum, a space once believed to be empty, but now understood as teeming with fluctuations, energy, and potential. It is here, in the nothingness, that Laszlo locates the Akashic field, a field that is not passive, but intelligent, a field that organizes, remembers, and evolves. In essence, the Akashic field is the informational DNA of the cosmos. Why does a cell know how to divide? Why do particles communicate across vast distances instantaneously? Why does nature display such elegant symmetry? Laszlo's answer: because there is a field that informs them. This idea reshapes everything. It suggests that evolution is not random. It is guided by information stored in the field. That consciousness is not an accident. It is a receiver, tuning into a sea of encoded meaning. That memory is not confined to brains, but exists everywhere, in the very scaffolding of reality. And this isn't just a poetic metaphor. Cutting-edge physics, from string theory to zero-point energy research, is increasingly pointing to a universe that is built on informational structures. The Akashic field, then, is not just a mystical library, it is the operating system of existence. And here's the most astounding part: you are not separate from it. Your mind, your heart, your intuition, they are already wired into this field. You are not just living in the universe, you are communicating with it. The question is no longer if the Akashic field exists, but whether we can learn to listen to it again. If the Akashic field is an ocean of cosmic memory, then vibration is its language. Everything that exists vibrates: molecules, emotions, thoughts, even the space between stars. This isn't poetic fancy, it's quantum fact. At the most fundamental level, reality is not made of solid matter, but of vibrating fields of energy. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." He may have said more in that one sentence than entire volumes of physics textbooks. In Laszlo's model, the Akashic field is a subtle informational field that operates not through words or symbols, but through vibration and frequency. Each oscillation, each wavelength, is a form of encoded data. The field doesn't hear your thoughts the way you think them, it feels their resonance. Imagine the Akashic field as a vast, multidimensional web. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, sends a pulse through this web. The field doesn't judge, it records, responds, reflects, like a mirror made of waves. This is why your state of being matters so profoundly. Your frequency isn't just a personal vibration, it's a signal, a broadcast into the structure of reality itself. High vibrational states, love, awe, gratitude, create coherent harmonic patterns that ripple with elegance. Lower vibrations, fear, shame, anger, send jagged, chaotic waves into the field. Both are heard, both are recorded, but only one aligns you with the deeper wisdom the field contains. This is not a moral judgment, it's energetic mathematics. In this way, the Akashic field is interactive. It doesn't merely archive your life, it responds to your vibration, shaping your path in resonance with what you emit. It is both memory and mirror. Every great mystic who spoke of raising your vibration was not being abstract. They were speaking about tuning yourself to a higher informational stream within the field, to align with the divine broadcast, to speak in a way that the universe understands. Because here's the key. Accessing the Akashic field is not about intellectual effort, it's about energetic alignment. The clearer your frequency, the clearer the signal. You don't decode the field through logic, you harmonize with it through being. In the stillness of your presence, in the purity of your intent, you become a tuning fork for cosmic wisdom. And when you strike the right note, the field responds. What if reality isn't as solid as it seems? What if the physical world is not the source, but the surface, a projection of something far more intricate beneath? This is the foundation of the holographic principle, a theory born not in mystic texts but in the halls of theoretical physics. It suggests that all the information contained within a volume of space can be described by data encoded on its boundary. In other words, the universe behaves like a cosmic hologram, a three-dimensional projection of two-dimensional information. It sounds like science fiction, but it's not. Nobel Prize-winning physicists like Gerard Hooft and Leonard Susskind have explored this very idea. And strangely, their findings echo what mystics have said for millennia. In a hologram, every fragment contains the whole. Break it apart, and each piece still holds the image of the total. This is exactly how the Akashic field is believed to operate, non-locally, holistically, and instantaneously. Information is not confined to one place. It is everywhere, simultaneously. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions, they are not isolated phenomena. They are expressions of a deeper informational field that permeates all existence. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are a fractal of its memory. This also means that what we call reality is not an objective, fixed world, but a projection shaped by the information in the field, filtered through your consciousness. If the Akashic field is the code, then your mind is the projector. This view reframes everything, from manifestation to perception. Your beliefs, your focus, your inner state, they're not just passive reflections of your world. They're the coding language that shapes how that world appears. It's no longer a question of whether the Akashic field exists. The real question is, are you aware that you are inside it, that you are part of it? The implications are staggering. If reality is a projection, then transformation happens not by changing the screen, but by rewriting the source code, your consciousness. Ancient wisdom called it karma. Modern psychology calls it pattern recognition. Quantum mysticism calls it informed resonance. But it all points to the same truth. What you see is not what is. What you see is what is informed by the field and shaped by the lens through which you view it. Reality is not fixed, it is fluid, and the Akashic field is the ocean it flows through. Beneath the apparent chaos of existence lies a sublime order, one not written in words, but in patterns, proportions, and spirals. This order is known as sacred geometry, and it is the silent architect of the universe. From the spiral of a galaxy to the swirl of a seashell, from the petals of a flower to the double helix of DNA, there is a hidden intelligence shaping everything. These forms are not merely aesthetic, they are functional, mathematical, and informational. They are the geometry of the Akashic field, a visual language through which the universe encodes its memory. The ancient Egyptians built pyramids using principles of sacred geometry, aligning them with the stars. Hindu yantras, Buddhist mandalas, and the architecture of Gothic cathedrals all reflect these same proportions. Why? Because initiates across cultures knew geometry is the fingerprint of the divine. At the center of these sacred shapes is a fundamental truth: as above, so below. The microcosm reflects the macrocosm. The body reflects the cosmos. Your heartbeat reflects the rhythm of the stars. And just as reality can be viewed as a holographic projection, it can also be seen as a geometric unfolding of information stored in the Akashic field. Geometry is how formlessness becomes form, how energy crystallizes into matter. One of the most profound of these patterns is the flower of life, a symbol found across ancient civilizations, composed of interlocking circles that form the basis for all Platonic solids. These forms are more than symbols, they are the building blocks of physical reality. Within them lie ratios like the golden mean and Fibonacci sequences, codes that guide everything from the structure of DNA to the arms of galaxies. These are not random occurrences. They are signs that the Akashic field is ordered, intelligent, and alive. Even thoughts and emotions can be measured in waveforms, and when mapped, they follow these same universal patterns. Harmony in the heart and mind gives rise to elegant, balanced forms, while discord bends the pattern into chaos. This reveals a profound truth. The state of your inner geometry influences the outer reality you experience. To live in alignment with the field is to live geometrically, to attune your thoughts, your emotions, your actions to the sacred architecture of the cosmos. In doing so, you're not just accessing the Akashic field, You're becoming a conscious expression of its code. The blueprint is not static. It's evolving through you. You are not separate from sacred geometry. You are a piece of it, unfolding. If the Akashic field is a vast cosmic hard drive, storing the informational imprint of all that is, was, and will be, then consciousness is the key that reads the code. Not the brain alone, not intellect or thought, but the deeper sentient awareness that observes, interprets, and participates in reality. Consciousness doesn't merely look out at the world, it activates it. It pulls potential into form, plucks meaning from probability, and translates the infinite vibrations of the Akashic field into experience. This is why mystics across time have said, reality arises from within, because it does. The field is everywhere, but it requires a receiver to be known. Just as a radio needs the right frequency to catch a signal, your consciousness must be tuned to the subtle waves of the Akashic field. And tuning doesn't mean belief, it means coherence, presence, stillness, focused awareness. In moments of deep meditation, sudden insight, déjà vu, or dreams, we often catch a glimpse of the field, a flash of knowing, a memory we never lived, a feeling of having been here before. These are not accidents, they are resonances, your consciousness touching the code. Quantum physics supports this view. The observer effect shows that mere observation changes reality, but it goes deeper. Reality does not fully exist until it is observed. In this sense, consciousness doesn't just decode the Akashic field, it collapses it into form. You are both the witness and the writer, the reader and the resonance. Every time you bring focused awareness to something, be it a question, a desire, a memory, you send out a signal. The Akashic field responds not with language, but with synchronicity, insight, and aligned experience. It doesn't shout, it whispers. And those whispers arrive as intuition, creativity, and connection. The more attuned your awareness, the more fluent you become in this sacred dialogue. This is why transformation begins with awareness. To shift your reality, you must first shift the vision held by your consciousness, not the one seen through your eyes. Because your reality is not created by accident, it is created by interpretation. And your interpretation is shaped by the level of consciousness through which you decode the field. So ask yourself, what signal are you tuned to? What frequency is your awareness dialed into? The Akashic field holds infinite possibilities, but only consciousness chooses which one becomes your world. You are not a passive observer in this universe. You are not a bystander drifting through a field of unseen forces. Every thought you cultivate, every feeling you nourish, every belief you embody, they ripple through the field. You are already speaking to it. You are already shaping it. The Akashic field listens not to your words, but to your vibration. It responds to the frequency of your being. When you live in coherence, when your thoughts, your emotions, your actions align with clarity and truth, the field moves with you. It echoes back opportunities, synchronicities, and silent confirmations that you are heard, that you are seen. You do not need to struggle to create your reality. You need only to attune. Your presence, your intention, your awareness, these are the tools by which worlds are made. By choosing to embody gratitude, love, and vision, you broadcast a signal, and the field answers. You are not apart from this web of creation. You are woven into it, as cause and effect, as sender and receiver, as dreamer and dreamed. The field is not something outside of you. It breathes with you. It becomes through you. Reality is not happening to you. It is happening through you. You are not a single note lost in a cosmic symphony. You are the symphony remembering itself. You are the vibration made visible. You are the field in motion. So walk wisely, breathe deeply, dream boldly, because everything you are and everything you do shapes the unfolding memory of the cosmos. You are not seeking the Akashic field. You are the Akashic field, awakening, remembering, and creating anew.